All right, 8th grade. Thank you for joining me again. Not like you had a choice, but we're going to be looking at inequalities today. So I'm going to be showing you 2 lessons in one because let's just be honest, you guys are amazing. And I don't think you guys will struggle with both of these at once. First up, there's something you have to write down on your paper, okay? Right at the top. So you should all have this in front of you. 3-7 Understanding Inequalities Worksheet. So you have 2 sides to your worksheet. Look at the 3-7 side, okay? Before we get started, there's something you need to know. Write this at the top of your paper, okay? If you have a less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, you're going to have a closed circle. This will make sense here in a second. But you're going to have a closed circle. Trust me, this will make sense. Okay, so at the top of the paper, I'm writing what I need to know. If they have the equal to, it's a closed circle. If it is just greater than or less than, it'll be an open circle. Okay, what does that mean? I'm glad you asked. Take a look. So hopefully you can read this. We're looking at number 2. It says V is less than -6. You may have heard alligator before. Alligator eats the bigger number. That was for kids. We're going to act like adults. Read this from the perspective of the variable. Meaning, put your eyeball behind the variable and read it that way. If the alligator is eating the -6, it means that the V is less than, right? Because the alligator eats the bigger number. V is less than -6. Okay. So what this wants is all the numbers that are less than -6. So ask yourself, does that include -6? Right? Is -6 less than -6? Sounds common sense, but no, it's not. So that is why it is so important that you use an open circle. Notice it is not equal to. So I'm going to put an open circle on -6, meaning it doesn't include -6. -6 is not included in this statement. What numbers are less than -6? Well, let's look. -7 or -5? Remember, what is a smaller value? -7. -7 is smaller than -6. So we're going to shade or draw the arrow going towards all the numbers that are less than -6. Why do we draw an arrow? Because there's an infinite amount of solutions. Remember, all we really want is for this to be a true statement. All I want is for this to be a true statement. So this is asking, hey, what numbers are less than -6? Well, any of them over here. Think about it. What else could go there? -7, -8, -9, right? If we keep going, every number that's less than -6 will be an answer. And you're done. You're done. That's half of this lesson. So let's take a look at number 1. Number 1 says, read it from the perspective of the variable, x is greater than or equal to 2. X is greater than or equal to 2. So let's take a look. Go to 2. Open or closed? That's right, I heard you say it. Closed. Because it's equal to, it's going to include 2. And now what numbers make this a true statement? Any number greater than 2. Go to the number line. Which number is greater than 2? 1 or 3? If you don't know this, we got problems, okay? 3 is bigger. So it's going to be all the numbers that are greater than 2. Done. Guys, that's how easy this first part is, okay? That's how easy this first part is. All right, let's work it backwards now. You ready? What if they give you the graph? They give you the graph. Still same thing. Is that open or closed? Open. So you know it's not going to be equal to. So here's the best, easiest way to write an inequality based off a graph. For number 4, this is all we see. We see an open circle at 5 and then an arrow going to the right. So here's what I know. I know that x is involved and 5 is involved. Remember we talked about math thoughts? I'm just writing my math thoughts down. X obviously has to be involved. And by the way, use any letter that you want. I'm guilty of choosing X too. And then 5, right? When I was teaching, I called this the door hinge. All my answers hinge on this one. So if it's involving 5 and involving X, are my numbers larger than 5 or smaller than 5? They're larger. So that means my X is greater than. But is it an open or closed circle? Open, which means I don't need to include the equal to. Done. Done. That's it. Okay, we're going to look at one more of these. I'm going to erase this and scroll. Let's see. I feel like being nice. All right, number 12. Everybody take a look at number 12. 12, we got a graph, and we're going to write an inequality for it. Well, remember what I already said. It takes a variable, let's say capital T, cursive, because I'm fancy, all right? Capital T is my variable, and what number is everything hinging on? Where's our door hinge? 3. Okay, that's just my math thought. I have a variable and I have a door hinge. Are your numbers larger than or smaller than our door hinge? Well, clearly they're all less than. Here's a little trick I taught my kids. Left than, less than. What? I'll say it again. Left than, less than. If it's shaded to the left of the door hinge, it's less than. But we're not done. We're not done. What do you see on number 12? A closed circle, which means it must be equal to. Done. Okay? That's pretty much all you need for 3-7. You should be able to do everything from there. Now, flip it over. Flip it over. Here we go. 3-8. 3-8. I'll tell you your assignment here in a second. 3-8. Oh no! We got to solve. Yeah, but haven't you been solving? Look how easy the solution is. Right now, and I'm saying right now for a reason, the next day you'll see a little difference. But right now, treat this like an equal sign. Treat it like an equal sign. Time to go to the next class. Not you, just during the recording. We'll do number 1 first. This one's pretty nice. K plus 4 is less than 5. K plus 4 is less than 5. How would you get K all alone? That's right, you'd subtract 4. You'd be left with K less than 1. Done. Done. Now you might be graphing these in a little bit, but gosh, announcements. We're doing this during the school day if you haven't been able to tell.
And Emma Chase.
Got it. Got it.
Micah Delisle.
You should be done by now. All right, here we go. This one, same thing. We want to get the variable all alone. I have 7 is less than or equal to x minus 6. How do I get that x all along? Golly. All you have to do is add that 6. These aren't skills you guys haven't done. You've seen all these. You've seen all these. Here's the only part I want you to be careful of here. We're left with 13. How would you read that? Think to yourself, how would you read this? Now, this is the correct answer. X is greater than or equal to 13. Notice what I did. Put your eyeball behind the variable. You got to read it from the perspective of the variable. So I could rewrite this if I wanted to. It means the same thing. Notice the alligator still eating the X. I just know that a lot of you prefer to see it this way. Okay? Now, we're going to graph it. We're going to graph it now. Let's do this one real quick. Number 4. Number 4, solve it. Feel free to pause me. Okay, whether you pause me or not, I pause. Here we go. You subtract the 1, hopefully, and you get m is less than or equal to negative 18. I told you this stuff was easy. And this is what you already did on the other side. Graph it. What number do we go to on the graph? Negative 18. Open or closed circle. It's equal to, so we're closed. I go to closed on 18. Now, am I shading the numbers larger than or smaller than negative 18? Well, m is less than or equal to negative 18. So I look, which one's smaller? Less than, left than. Done. Done. That's all you're doing on the backside. It's the same thing you did on the front, but we're adding one-step equations. Okay, one more and then we're done. And then, guys, this is only a little over 10 minutes, and then the rest of the hour is yours. Oh, yeah. Let's do it. Let's take a look at 14. 14, here we go. Solve. Hopefully you did it correct. You subtract the 10. I'm left with n is greater than 2. Notice the sign is not changing. I said treat it like an equal sign, and I meant it. Where's my door hinge? 2. It's not equal to, so it's an open circle. Now, are we going the numbers?
Please come to the office.
Are we asking for the numbers larger or smaller than 2? And is greater than 2, so we want all the numbers greater than 2. Done. Guys, plain and simple. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday. You are doing multiples of 3 on both sides. 3, 6, 9. Multiples of 3, both sides. Have a great weekend.